1, 2, 3, 1.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guests, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Yes! What's going on, everybody? Shout out to all the people in this room. Is my sound working? Yes, we are. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, man. This is episode, let me get my screen back up. Hold on, there we go. This is episode number 264. This is episode number 264. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Damn, it's filling up lately now. Got the room filling up. Callie Rob, Trevor Roby, Bad Scientist. Who else was in here? God, y'all was in here early. DPG, John Rambo, Gerardo, Thriller Ali, Bad Scientist, Gucci. Yeah, guys, I was running here, so I know my lighting is all fucked up. But, I mean, I just wanted to get the show on, not waste another 20 minutes getting lighting straight. Now, let's get to the show. Shout out to all the people who are already in the building. Overall today, I mean, how'd you guys do in the market so far? This week in general, we had some good runs. You guys know my pumps are still falling. Still got my short can as well as Buds, B-U-D-Z. Still holding those, looking for those to continue to drop. Overall in the market, today, it was okay. It was all right, as you can see here on the Qs. I used to trade the Qs on a daily basis, but man, they're just, it's just crazy cheap. You can make a lot of money if you know what you're doing, but just sometimes too all over the place. You saw yesterday's move, really great support, from those 164s. Buying that back up to the breakout, but unfortunately, I think we finding some kind of resistance up there at the 166 area today. Not much in the Qs today, right? Not really much. I didn't see any big moves on the NASDAQ today to kind of be aware of. Although we did see GNC do some monster moves today because of basically management came out and reassessed the damage. And I almost kind of want to say that they set people up for this when it comes to GNC. They came out earlier in the year and they said, hey, we're not going to make earnings, blah, 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 right? The stock took a tumble for most of the year after that point, around September or November-ish, if you go look at the news. Management came out and said, oh, we're going to struggle. And then all of a sudden today, they come out and say, oh, actually, you know what? We're losing money. Guess what? And yes, we're no longer going to give you any more financials for the rest of the year. But we're not losing as bad as we told you back in August. That's literally what they said. There's no more financials are going to be coming out on GNC. But the stock ran up anyway. I wish the options were more liquid. Last I checked, let me see here. Let me go back. I looked at it this morning, but let me see. Any more liquidity in that? Nah. All right, so actually not too bad. All right, I'm seeing some open option plays on the put side. That's where, yeah. Let me see here. All right, so options. All right, so we did see some money come into these options today. I'm actually surprised on GNC. Again, shout out to everybody coming into the chat room. 206. I think this is Mr. Lloyd. What's up?
What's up, man? I know I've been MIA, man. Let me tell you, I've been prepping for this hearing, this EEOC hearing that's coming up here in the next couple of weeks. And let me, I hate to deviate from what you're talking about, man, but let me tell you, I mean, I blew about $60,000 since 2013 just because of what I perceived as discrimination. And let me tell you, when they don't educate people about, when you have training in the workplace about discrimination, I don't know if you know this or not, but if somebody called you the N-word one single time, it doesn't constitute as harassment. It takes several times of being called the N-word before it constitutes as harassment. And people spend years waiting for their day in court, and the judge damn near almost just dismissed the case after I just spent about $60,000. And I'm just thankful that I flew to DC to get this attorney, man, because if it wasn't for this guy, my whole case would have fell down the drain, man. So, you know, for people out there that's dealing with workplace discrimination, I mean, if I had to start all over again, man, I would have never in my life filed a claim. I would have just quit my job. So it's not worth it, you know? I mean, I don't know if you ever dealt with any workplace discrimination, but it's tough.
Yeah. I mean, I never really dealt with it. I mean, I know people have talked about that when I worked at Labor Ready, that story. But other than that, man, you know, for 2 days, actually about 6 hours, I was working at Labor Ready, but before I walked off the job. But yeah, Mr. Lloyd, hey man, I understand what's been going on. It's you know, you were a constant caller to the show, a constant presence. But you know, I want you to deal with what you're dealing with, and you know, this is a family. I'm always going to be here, God willing.
Good man, good. We're good. I don't see you making no dinner, man. You know what I'm saying? Every time you invite me over for no chicken, you cut back, you'll turn all vegan on me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? What happened, man?
No meat, no chicken, no beef. I'm feeling better, bro. But I'm feeling better. I you know, my dick gets super hard, dude. I mean, it's
my goodness,
it's better, dude. I'm telling you, once I stop eating meat and chicken, bro, I get that 8th grade hard on, dude. That super hard dick that like it fucking used to hurt. That kind of hard on now, bro. And I love it, dude. I love it.
My gosh. Well, let me tell you something. You know, they must be slipping Viagra in your milk, okay? But anyways, man. Yeah, man, I just want to say one last thing about the workplace discrimination. And like I said, I know it's off topic, but let me tell you how severe it was. I found a handwritten letter. It's like a 3-page handwritten letter. Come to find out, my supervisor written a letter. So it's the fact, you know, I mean, the thing of it is, man, it's just so hard to prove, you know, discrimination. And at the end of the day, I probably going to get like $5,000 out of this. And the attorney's probably going to get like $120,000, $200,000 of attorney time at $325 an hour. So, you know, I should have became an attorney, man. But other than that, man, I traded Priceline today. I bought one put at the money.
Okay.
I'm up $280. I think we're going to cash out of it tomorrow. But other than that, man, I'm just kind of taking it slow. I can't wait for Robinhood to get this damn option thing going, man.
Yeah,
because as soon as Robinhood...
Same here, bro. I'm loving this idea of Robinhood doing options. This is going to be a great opportunity for those guys who like to play the longer, or even on the daily. I mean, think about it. If you've got over $25,000, you know, and you're willing to put it in on Robinhood, dude. I mean, you got free option trading all day, every day. You know, every business day. That's awesome.
You know. You remember back in the day, I guess, I don't know if you had any experience, but when there's a high volatility play in Robinhood, you couldn't get your money out, you know, fuck you over.
Yeah, I remember those days. I don't know if they still go through that shit, but yeah, I remember that shit where cannot withdraw at this time. Oh my God, that used to make my,
Right,
put
right,
a thing in my throat,
right,
bro, when I saw that shit.
right. Yeah, man. Well, yeah. So I'm still around. I still listen to the show, man. But definitely it's because I have so much money on the line here. I can't afford to let this just go down the drain over some technicality. So, but other than that, man, you know what? Listen, man, you can have your vegan food. I'll have the bucket of chicken next to you. You just watch me eat it, man.
There it is, man. There it is. I
All right,
appreciate you,
brother. Thank
Mr.
you so
Lloyd.
much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you,
as well,
sir.
man. Blessings
All
on
right.
that
All right. Thanks.
meeting.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Mr. Lloyd. And again, I wish you the best on that because I know that's crazy, man. And I really hope he gets $500,000 on that because this has been now well over a year of him going through that situation, and it's taken a toll on his life, man. His life. So I wish him the best on that. And again, thank you so much, Mr. Lloyd, for checking in on me and the show. All right. Yes, everybody hit that like button. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. So what you guys want to discuss here? We can talk commodities. Falling apart today. Well, I wouldn't say falling apart, but I mean, they sold off quite aggressively today. WTI was one of the stocks I looked at. Almost looked at it as a short, but then I saw buyers come in on the dip, so I don't want to say that this is the be-all, end-all for commodities, especially still looking at crude. Still sitting, last I checked, above $60 a barrel. Let me see here, investing.com. I do believe oil was still well above 60. And last I checked, let me see here, where are my commodities? Crude, yes, standing nicely at 63.03. So, and we had some dip buyers come in. Obviously, the stocks moved very aggressively. WTI, one of the, stocks we really like to trade crude very nicely. WTI. Sold USO, somebody said. Robert Stratton, you out of UCO? UCO, which, by the way, is the ETF. All right, so we got a doji sign on UCO. Kind of showing almost a wedge pattern here. I don't think we're going to get the breakdown, though. So I think this possibly goes higher. Maybe some profit taking. But overall, not the greatest day in crude. Said got the BOTZ. Yeah, BOTZ, I like BOTZ. I mean, I really like it. It's one of those ETFs that I'm telling you right now, if you're just not the kind of guy who's going to watch the market every day and you want to look at it on a weekly or a monthly basis, as long as we continue to enjoy this bull market, I like stocks like BOTZ. Great technology play. 404, you're on the air. What's up?
Yeah, I want to mention THCT.
THCT?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Okay. THCT, one of the biggest gainers in the market. They changed their name. I was going to get into that. They became a blockchain play. We've really been addressing these kind of companies for the last almost month and a half now, and I mean, it's the name of the game right now. If you want to, leave the business industry that you've been struggling in, just change your name, go into cryptocurrencies, and you can easily, double your share price. Are you in the stock? And if you are, do you think it's going higher?
Yeah, I think it's going to go higher definitely over the next couple of days because they had a press release and they have a former NASDAQ guy that was a director at NASDAQ on the team now. He's a chairman with the company. So I'm thinking it's definitely going to go higher, maybe between $2 to $3 tomorrow. Hopefully it can maintain those gains, but it should be a good run. It has a very, very low float, extremely low float in that stock.
Yeah, nice run today. I mean, a lot of volume coming in because of the announcement. We've seen some really great runs here on these crypto plays when we talk about Riot or Elfin or some of these other ones, Long Blockchain. I mean, I don't know how extensive their operations are, being that they just kind of did it today. But this is definitely going to be one to watch because of the announcement. Stocks up over 130%, one of the biggest gainers on the market today, if not I think they were actually the biggest gainer, THCT. Not bad. Appreciate the call, man, unless you got some other tickers for us.
No, that was actually the only one I had.
All right, great, man. Thanks for the call. Call back anytime.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so shout out to that caller, THCT. And, look, I mean, this has been, the easiest way for people to make money, and when I say people, I'm talking management. If you're a manager, executive in a company that's been struggling, you're a biotech that's been struggling, business services play that's been struggling, IT services that's been struggling, just go into blockchain. Just change your name, file the S1 or whatever it is you got to file, and make it happen. You'll double your stock price. You become a multi-millionaire. Most of them are already millionaires. But make several more million dollars literally overnight. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. There's David from Investors Hangout in the building. InvestorsHangout.com is his website. Check it out. Great place to talk about OTC stocks. 910, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal. What's going on with you today?
Hey, what's going on with you?
Not much, man. My name's Mike. I've been listening to your show for the last 3-4 months, and gotta say, I love how you are pretty much very neutral on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But you are right about one thing. This year seems to be throw in the blockchain deal and watch your stuff go up for a little bit. And with that, I have been doing shorting lately, and I did the HMNY short, made out pretty good on that.
Okay.
Last year it seemed to get into the weed market. So, but now since I've been shorting, I want to bring up one that I saw for an after hours news release, FORD, not the Ford Motor Company.
Okay.
But they released news that they acquired another company. I can't remember exactly, but they went from $124 to $2 within 30 minutes, and they've been hanging there. So just maybe if you could look at the chart and maybe see if that'd be a good short play for the other listeners as well.
Yeah, what's the ticker of the other company you say they acquired?
There was no ticker to that one. It was just like some other company that they acquired with $1.9 million cash.
But it was Ford Motor Company? I'm looking at the ticker here, F?
No, it's FORD. Not the actual Ford Motor Company.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking about the. All right, so Ford Industries, and they acquired another company. Here's the thing on that. I'm very iffy on shorting companies that have very low volume. I'm not a big fan of that. I like shorting companies that have a lot of volume, that we got a price that's very liquid, and a price that the market agrees on. Right now, I mean, you look at a stock like this, I don't know what the price is after hours right now, but I mean, you can short this a couple thousand and somebody shows up with, $300K of buying, and next thing you know, you're running for your life. You know what I mean? So,
okay.
I'd rather not short, illiquid stocks.
Okay. Yeah, the average 10-day volume has been 98,000, and today's 169,000.
Yeah. See, that's far too thin. That would interest me anyway, and I think that's kind of a dangerous play, because I don't know what else they could drop on you in terms of an announcement or a chat room pump. I mean, people see what's going on level 2. Everybody sees that, and you can have other guys see what you're doing, and they can try to squeeze you. And with a float that low, I think it's just a bit dangerous.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. So, what are your other possible short plays that you've been looking at today?
Well, right now, I've been talking about what's been on my website, Advanced Equity Research, which is I like shorting, which is blatant pumps and dumps. and that is
Oh God, yeah.
CANN. This is a blatant pump and dump. This is a company that is overextended, very overpriced, not even worth 50 cents to be honest with you. Trading now at about $7 a share. BUDZ is another one. BUDZ is the one that I'm short right now. I got to be upfront about that. Both of those Canon buds I'm holding and looking to come all the way down to maybe 5s or 6s before they possibly could do some pushing back on me. But those are two companies that I'm sitting heavily in and hoping that those come all the way back down. And among
those OTCs?
Those are both OTCs. Those are both OTC stocks. That's correct.
Yeah. My E-Trade won't let me short OTCs right now.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Eventually, you want to move to maybe interactive brokers or a broker that will allow you to do that, because it's good money, man. If that's something you really want to take a look at. I learned from Tim Sykes as well as Michael Good. Those are really great traders that I had learned from, and it's really easy money to make on the downside when you talk about some of these OTC stocks. Now, being that you're with E-Trade, again, we just looked up that blockchain play. That would be a great opportunity for you to short once you start seeing weakness in that. So I know for a day or two, Kodak was another situation very similar to that. So there are intraday shorts that you can take advantage of too that are up on investor exuberance.
My fear with the blockchain plays like that one is Elfin. I was late to the game on that as far as buying for the long, and because I got notified about it at $8 a share, and I was like, jumped up $3 a share, probably just stood out. The next thing I know, it's at 44, and I'm like, damn, man, maybe I should short it. Good thing I didn't, because the next time I saw it, it was, past 120. So I didn't, I would have gotten squeezed out bad.
Yeah. Those are, when you're talking about intraday, it's either going to be the same day or it's going to be something where you wait for the first red day. So either you're going to short something intraday and you close out by the end of the trading day, or you wait for the first red day showing very strong weakness in the stock. You never really want to short on where you're holding overnight or that kind of situation. That can be very, very dangerous, and I've seen guys blow their accounts holding shorts overnight on a stock that's running. So you really don't want to do that. A lot of guys depend on, it could open down. Yeah, sure, you do see stocks that run up and then open down the next day, but why even risk that? Just go ahead and come in the next day when it does open down. But appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call, bro.
No problem at all, man. Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you. Shout out to 910. Appreciate the call. Let's keep it moving. 646, Ken, what's up, man?
Hey, it's Ken. Sorry I'm calling in so late tonight. I was at a company holiday party.
No problem. Appreciate you calling, Ken. What you got for us today?
I want you to just bring up the ADTM, the Apple David Tom Mary that we talked about last night. Just wanted your feedback on the chart and the trading today. I think it was a healthy day, consolidation.
Yeah, ADTM, just some profit taking. You've talked about it, 3 days in a row. Then you had that one the day before yesterday that, kind of left some people up there, but you still had buyers yesterday. So today, some profit taking.
Right.
Overall, it still looks like it's healthy. Again, I'm not sure what moving average you'd like to use on that.
I like the 8 and the 21 day.
All right, yeah. So the 8, obviously it still shows on the other side of the 8 because the move was so recent. So it's just recently broke out of those triples, and as long as you stay above 0010, I think you're healthy. So obviously,
I think we are, and I think no more news coming up very soon, because obviously with these things you need news to keep the price going.
Absolutely.
So last night I called in about BYOC, and I said, I'm going to go wait till 9. So I saw the trading this morning. It gaps up to 7.5, and then starts coming down, which is very normal considering the stock was at 4.3 cents 2 days ago. So I sold today. I said, why should I see my profits evaporate on the stock?
Absolutely.
I could always buy back in.
That was a powerful move yesterday, so I think you were right to expect guys to take profits today, and that's exactly what happened.
Right, exactly. And you still look at the accumulation, the money flow, MFI, and the chalk, and it's still through the roof on the stock. So it's something to keep a really close eye on because if it gets back to 7, I'm going back in.
All right, yeah. I mean, let's see what happens with this. And I mean, you brought in a lot of healthy volume today, and if it can keep these levels, I don't see why not. It could go higher. I mean, it's got a lot of interest, and it's very interesting to see that on an OTC play. Coming out of those twos, I mean, 2 to 6 stocks up over 300% in about 2.5 weeks. This is crazy. This is crazy, but nice move overall on BYOC.
And thank you. And going over to marijuana, the POTN that we texted about today. I wasn't in that one, but
yeah,
POTN.
I've come every day on this show and I said I think POTN could be a 50-cent stock. I think it can be a 50-cent.
Yes,
we're not talking about. I've written several articles on pump and dumps. This is not one of them. I've worked for this company before. I've promoted for them before. It's a real product. They have real CBD little drinks and flavors and all that they put out there. You can go to your local corner shop if they've got a great variety. I'm more than certain, especially if they have CBD products, they probably have one of POTN's products in there. So the company just recently passed, I think, $1.5 million in net profit. Go ahead and check that.
That's awesome.
Out. Yeah. I think that came out a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, the company's hitting markers, and it's doing itself a favor.
And if you the ETF for the marijuana stock, MJX, it was up today. It looks strong. So maybe there'll be continuation with this particular stock as well as the other strong ones in the marijuana sector.
Yeah,
it's nice to see.
I hope the profit takers are gone. I mean, that was a big move from 29 to 39 in a span of almost 11 days. So, yeah, there's a lot of people that were up big. So hopefully the profit takers are gone and we go higher from here. Again, this is a stock that I still think is going to be in the 50s by the end of the year. But MJX, a great ETF for guys who are going into marijuana but want to go on a broader scale.
Yep, definitely. Going the government shutdown, whether it's going to occur tomorrow night or not. We know the House passed it, so it's to the Senate tonight, and that should be very interesting for the overall market. You have monthly options expiration tomorrow as well. I don't think they're going to shut down. I doubt it. They'll push it.
Last I checked, I thought there was a deal. There's a group of Republicans that was kind of fighting, joining and getting everything down. But I thought there was a deal. But I honestly, I just trade the chart. But hopefully we'll see, that these guys come to an agreement and, people continue to get paid. So that's what we want to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we look at the banking sector; it was strong today, but DAC, steel staying strong. So, I mean, it's a great market. Wonderful time to trade.
Absolutely.
You can't beat it. Anything else? The Bitcoin sector today. I had a feeling it would bounce. It bounced.
Yeah,
some of the Bitcoin.
I almost want to say this is a bull trap, man, because I'm just. I don't know. And now Bitcoin is down. We're back to 11 ones now. So I'm thinking this was a bull trap, man. And guys want to buy the dips because that's what they know, right? But when you're talking about, using money to buy money or what you hope is going to be money one day, but at the end of the day, you're still talking about a kind of oblivious kind of thing. You're still talking about dealing with, what other people think about it, and I just don't know. I just don't know anymore when we talk about cryptocurrencies now. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of other areas to make easy money
I'm whatever
right
about
now.
it now. Yeah, there's just so many other places you can put your money, and you just don't have to deal with these ups and downs and this bullshit,
Yep, I agree. All right. Have a good evening.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Ken.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So shout out to my callers. Let's get to your tickers, guys. Let's get to your tickers. Got a call on AKS. Hopefully, let me see here. Yeah, I did see. We talked about AKS yesterday. Ken brought that up. Good. Thank you for bringing that back up. Talked about buying some calls. I think if you hold that into earnings, I did see on Earnings Whisperers or earningswhisperer.com, it is expected to beat. So definitely look into that. Definitely look into that. Last go around in November, it looks like earnings didn't do so well for the company. But if they're looking to see that things have turned around and it brings this kind of volatility, but hopefully in the other direction, and you got a call, that's going to be a very big day for you. Going to be a very big day for you. All right. SRMX. Yep, looks like we got that selling off. Too cheap to short. SRMX. Let me loosen up this damn do-rag a little bit. Shit. Too cheap to short, but down 20% today. Saddle Ranch Media. They announced a deal with AT&T. That reminds me. Yeah, this is the company that signed a deal with AT&T. Obviously, when, a juggernaut like AT&T, multi-billion-dollar market cap, does business with a company with, I believe I wrote it down, $160,000 market cap as before the news came out. That's a big deal, but as you can see, buyers weren't buying it for long term. 919, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, Bat Scientist here. How's it going?
Going good, Bats. What's up?
Well, nothing much. I've got one OTC pick for you guys. I've mentioned it before, PTGEF.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, this is the one you said you were in like 15 Gs, right? Or something like that?
No, just 5.
5,000. Okay, 5,000. PTGEF. So I know it's been, a day or two since we talked about this. You got
Correct.
your green day today. Are you still a believer, or did you feel like you kind of had to wait too long for it?
I am. I mean, this was always a set it and forget it type play because I'm looking to play it back to 50 cents or 60 cents.
Oh wow!
But the reason why I'm alerting people to it today, other than the 16% day that it had today. So this is a holding company and its subsidiary company, which is BHVN or Biohaven. It's now a $29 stock, but they initiated a clinical trial that started today. That must be why it's up today, because I think Biohaven is up like 7%, and of course Portage is up 16% today. So as all the subsidiary companies do well and report good clinical results, I think we'll see PTGEF reversing and giving us good gains. So this one is a hold, long-term hold that I recommend on this one.
Yeah, stocks oversold. This is a great place to be in the stock right now. And if you're patient, you gotta, something in you that allows you to go do something else while this, makes the magic happen. I think you can be sitting pretty in Portage in a couple of weeks, maybe a week or two, maybe even sooner.
Absolutely. I'm going to be holding it probably for months. For me, it's going to be a really long-term play. So as soon as we have it picking up, blowing past 10 cents, I think that will be like a buy alert for most of us. But, just keep your eyes on that one. My second play was the offering. It's an offering play, DFFN. Mm-hmm. And this one basically dropped from about $1.12 after hours yesterday because an 80-cent offering was given to the stock. So it tanked today. I mean, it went down to as low as 63, and I caught the dead cat bounce. I'm in at 65 cents, and I think it's up to 72 cents right now. Mm-hmm. My guess is it's going to approach that offering price of 80 cents and maybe start climbing beyond that. So this one is a no-brainer for me. It's a low debt, low debt biotech play, I think. And I think it's also low float. I might need to verify that, but for me, this was a no-brainer. So I just waited for it to tank, and then I got in at 65 cents. And like I said, it's up to 72. So watch this one for continuation for sure. Then I would like people to put into their calendars for next Friday, the 26th. This will be a cryptocurrency play on GBTC. They're doing a forward split, a 90-for-1 split. So right now, a lot of companies will do a forward split to make it more attractive because, as of, the past few weeks, this was a $2,000 a share stock.
Yeah.
So I think today it's a bit lower since, Bitcoin has been on the ropes over the past week or so. But right now it's going for 1857, so 1,857 a share, which would knock out a lot of retail traders from trying to get into something that expensive. So what these guys are doing is the 90 shares for one share of this. We should see a lot of action coming in on Friday when that happens. If you choose to get into this one, some people would actually get into this before the split and then, multiply their shares by 90 come Friday. And the record date for that is actually Monday. So if you want to buy this and then be able to take advantage of that split, you need to get it by Monday. But I think for me, I'm just going to wait for the split to happen because, it could go either way. It could split and then drop or split and go up. What people are hoping for is to make it more attractive at $19-20 a share, and then people jump in.
Absolutely. And Bats, I think they can make that happen by doing that. They should have really did that, to begin with. But I understand that from what I had read at the beginning, they really wanted to see it move like Bitcoin. So if I remember correctly, it debuted at around 200, 300 or so. They really thought it would end up going, to as high as what Bitcoin was trading for. Obviously, we had the situation with Andrew left and whatnot. I still hate the fact that it's on the OTC, but I know that's what they had to do to kind of get it out there. But with that, with GBTC coming, with this forward split, $19-20 or so dollars, can you mention any other pure play on any exchange when you talk about Bitcoin? I think this is probably the closest you get to an ETF.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah. That is correct. So, only time will tell. We'll see what happens to it on Friday, whether it goes up from the $19 or $20 mark, whatever the conversion rate will be at that time. But just one to put in your calendars for next Friday. I'm still holding JBZY. I'm long on that, and right now holding it. It looks somewhat like it's preparing to make a good break, but it's still stalling. So my recommendation will be obviously buy if you aren't in it, but or hold if you've already bought it. So I'm still holding on to that. And then last but not least, I have a support resistance play. So this one is OVAS, and it's hit a $1.10 support. This support has been established over the last week or so. So my guess here is that from that $1.10 support, it's going to bounce off, and we should see it reversing, for a short-term swing trade. And I think that's all I have for everyone here. POTN that Ken mentioned, that was obviously quite a good one today. And then, I mentioned OVAS, and then the last one I've got for options people or even for people with larger positions is IONS. IONS. So this one has the tendency to always drop to $50 or $49 and then reverse. We see a lot of selling off. What I discovered from this year is a lot of the insiders are selling their shares, and I don't know why they are. Whether there's something in the not too distant future, maybe they're clinical trials, or maybe they're just exercising some of their options. But if you look at the number of insiders selling this, let's just see what happens with it, because it typically will hit $49 or $50 and then reverse and go up another 10% and then drop. It's almost like trading Chesapeake. I call these, CHK and IONS. These are like my bread and butter stocks, because I think right now even CHK is on its way down. Mm-hmm. When it hits $3.50, you get back in. When it gets to $4 or just over $4, you short it back down to $3.50. It's so predictable. So, yep, that's all I have for everyone.
Appreciate it, Bats. Thank you so much for the call, bro.
Thank you, Sal. Take care.
Thank you. So, shout out to all my callers who just called in this span. Great tickers. I know we just went through like 20 tickers real fast, but that's how we do things here on the show, ladies and gentlemen. So, great calls. Great calls. Get back to the chat room now. Kodak. Somebody brought up. What's going on, Brian? I don't know if you're still watching. Let's see, Brian. He said he was back with us since 4 months ago. KODK, Kodak. This is a cryptocurrency play that's up. I know the float wasn't necessarily the smallest, but they found some buyers there in those 780s. And now we're back above 10 in Kodak. I'm halfway through Investors Analysis, the incredible book by Benjamin Graham, and he talks a lot about how companies that have very poor fundamentals can continue to trade at insanely high prices and continue to go higher. And Kodak, which I've explained before, was a loser in, when it came to internet photography. They missed out on a run on JPEG technology, on basically digital photography, period. They were nowhere to be found when those changes in that technology were coming. And now, here on the 9th, January 9th, they announced they're going into cryptocurrency. All right, they announced that they're creating this Kodak coin. How can you honestly look at a company like this that's been a loser in basically everything they've pursued since the invention of the JPEG? How can you say that they're going to be a winner in a space they have no experience in? How can you honestly believe that? And I don't want anybody to think I got burned on the trade or something like that. I'm looking at it. I'm just like, why the fuck would you buy this shit? Why the fuck would you buy this? Right? But, that's why we have a market. You have people who look at something and they have a different take on it. They say, hey, this is valuable. I think this stock is worth $10 a share. This stock that was trading for $2.85, 19 days ago. I think it's worth $10 now. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But, that's the market. That's the market, man. That's the market. Yeah, I saw people talking about PRED. I don't want it until I see the sellers gone. Until we see the sellers gone, I don't want it. I love the fact that it is drying up. The selling is drying up. But until we start seeing buyers coming in to PRED with conviction, I don't want it. We enjoyed an incredible run up from 95 to 37 to 385 or whatever that was. Incredible run up. We hit a wall and we were going to stay at that wall. You know, and I just told everybody, get the fuck out of there. Just sell. You already know what's got to happen. You already know what's got to happen. You know, so that's the case with PRED. Yeah, we looked at POTN and monster play, man. Monster play POTN. Blockchain, yeah, that's all you got to say is exactly Legendary 8s. All you got to say is blockchain. We just had a company change their name to Millennium Blockchain, increased 152%. You know, we had a guy just call up about that. Company called itself Millennium Blockchain, now 152%. You know? A guy who I haven't seen here in a bit in the chat room, I want to know what he's thinking about SPI. I mean, SPI, you got the red candlestick just because you moved aggressively, but it came back. So you get a red candlestick. But it was a green day for the stock, up 22 cents for a gain of 25.3% on the day. SPI. And by the way, this SPI too has got a very funny past to it. It's a former OTC stock owned by a group of Chinese investors who have this like really kind of shady kind of deal going on in England with like a farm where they've got like some wind propellers or whatever that shit is out there, wind farms. So SPI Energy is another really shady website that company that I need to write on my website. A Ranger, you said, would look like a bargain in a few months. Oh, yes, absolutely. I still big believer in PRED and the patents and continue to read up on the news. I absolutely believe that. I still think it's a monster for the year. I mean, they acquired a company, you know, from a guy who took his business from 40 million to 400 million bucks. He's on the team now. So, but that should have been a $4 move. But because we had moved so aggressively, the stock sold on the news, like 30 cents on the news. That should have been a huge deal for that stock. Let's go to your tickers. BLOK by Cali Rob. I pulled up that BLOK, but I don't see what the deal is here. Amplified Transformational Data Sharing ETF. Callie, you're going to have to explain this ETF to me. Is this a blockchain ETF? Transformational Data Sharing ETF. I'm seeing news here. Blockchain ETF hit the market. Is that it? Yes. Transformational Data Sharing ETF, known by their respective tickers. They are the first blockchain ETFs to start trading. Okay. So it's BLOK and BLCN. BLOK and then BLCN. They both opened up. As you can see here, these last 2 days, BLOK, BLCN. I'll write those down. Blockchain ETFs. Obviously, do your due diligence on what companies are exactly in this. Because I mean, if you look through it and you see some L-Fin in there, you know it's a bunch of bullshit. Or you see Riot Blockchain or some shit like that. Yeah, you know what you're gonna have to do if you see Riot Blockchain in there. Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do right there. So do your DD. Najee Johnson, should you buy and hold PRED? Not until you start seeing some green. In fact, I wouldn't go back in until you're talking about a breakout in PRED. Until you get back to breakout levels. I mean, this goes back to 370s and it's about to break out. That's when you participate in it. And that's just me being honest with you. You know, not to just sit up here and say bye. All right, let's keep it going. He said, you know, SQ is in BLCN. You know that SQ is in there. What's SQ in there? Square. Oh, okay, okay. Square is a good company. Square is a good company. I'm biased to PayPal, but Square is a good company too. ENCC. I'm biased to PayPal. By the way, I got some of those PayPals. I got some PayPal calls as well. PayPal is a great company. Love PayPal. ENCC. Encompass Compliance. OTC. All right, there's the chart. Don't know anything about this company. Do your research on it. Do your research on it. WMT free ride. Yeah, we talked about Walmart yesterday. You know, I hate Walmart as a company. I think it's slave labor, but WMT, you know, they're still making billions of dollars. A lot of people still shop at Walmart, and it is what it is. Stock was up $1.60 today, up 1.5%. Great options play as well too. Great options play for the year. It was a great options play for 2017, and I think it'll continue into 2018. I don't like the fact what they did to these guys with Sam's Club. Does anybody know anybody who works at Sam's Club? Like 60 Sam's Club they just closed overnight. They didn't tell the employees or anything. I mean, just imagine showing up to your job in the morning and finding out you've lost your job. You've lost your job. You've just spent a couple $100, maybe a couple $1,000 on Christmas, which you probably wouldn't have spent because you thought you were going to have a job. And now, you know, you're shit out of luck. You're shit out of luck. And, by the way, most people, they don't work the whole month of December. They take vacations, right? So you didn't even work a full month. You probably didn't work enough to really get a real check. So I can't fuck with Walmart. I'd probably never buy the stock myself just because I just hate them so much. But it is what it is. And I'm kind of falling out of favor with Amazon too. I'm reading a little bit more about Amazon and people living in their cars and working at Amazon, like, you know. So RCHA, not a commie. I'm not a commie, far from it. But I want companies to pay employees fairly. Like, I just feel like if you've got a job and you're working there for 40 hours, you should be able, you know, to afford a place to live and transportation to get you to work. I don't know why why we have to even debate that. RCHA on the screen. Rich Pharmaceuticals, 0006 stock, up 20% today. 0006. You already know what it is. It's a lottery ticket as we talk about these 000 stocks. Let's go keep it going. Genesis Healthcare. Genesis Healthcare. Is that stock up today? Ooh, look at that. We talk about Genesis Healthcare yesterday on the show. Now the stock's up. I'll give it to him.
Monster kill.
I love it when that happens. I love it when that happens. Like somebody talked to the CEO or something. I mean, you know, we talked about it yesterday. The stock was up, you know, what? I think it was like 2 or 3%. And today, look at that. Almost 20% gained today on Genesis Healthcare. Closes above $1. Gets out of that delisting risk that the NASDAQ pressures companies to stay above $1. GEN is the ticker. This could be the beginning of something different. Obviously, this is a stock that's very, you know, struggled mighty, you know, aggressively for 2017. You know, this is a nice look. Where are you at on the 200 on this? 139. 139. Genesis Healthcare. That's the 200 moving average breakout up there. Follow that one. Follow that one, man. You might have something there. All right? I don't want to, you know, buy somebody's gain, so I'd wait for the 200 breakout. You know, I'd wait for that. Let's keep it going. PURO. PURO is another cryptocurrency play. Came out a few weeks ago. Said they were a cryptocurrency stock. Have some kind of mining operation. It's been able to maintain now this 1 cent a share mark here. We watched this stock literally go from, triples to doubles. We had some people buy it in the double O's. I don't know if Kenny Dutton is. Hey, Kenny Dutton, you still in PURO? I'd probably take profits there. I mean, I see a wedge forming here. I see the wedge kind of forming here. But you got to be very careful on when you just continue to run in, into walls here, especially when you talk about that 0.0140. It's having a big problem busting out of that. So just be careful with that. PZRX. Biotech up 62% today. Was this caught on? Okay, yeah, it was on Equity Feed. Shout out to Equity Feed. Get 2 weeks free. EquityFeed.com. No credit card required. Okay, so yeah, it was caught on. I don't know why for the life of me felt like I didn't see it. See the 5-minute chart. Here was the trade of the day of PZRX. Yeah, it was. It was alerted. Okay, I'm seeing here. I'm logging on to my black box stocks, and it was alerted too. All right, I guess I missed it. Nice move. You guys know how you play these morning runners. You just set your, in my opinion, I like the 8 exponential moving average. Again, thank you, Bat Scientist, for introducing that to me, the 4 and 8. I like the 8. On the 5-minute chart, when you got a runner like this, or you think it's going to be a runner like this, if it hugs the 8 exponential moving average on the 5-minute chart, you stay into the trade until it breaks below it. And you would have stayed into this trade from the morning, 9:30, if you had got the alert, which I do see here, Black Box did alert the stock. Did alert the stock at 10:10, so it was like right here at 10:10. You would have stayed in the stock until it broke below the 8 exponential moving average, which was at 1150. So with that 8 MA, you never get the top, but you get a really great place to sell if you got in at the right, as soon as you got the move. SC Trucker, you said, how far above the 200 do I consider a buy? Just above it. I think you're just above it. Just above it, I think it's a great place to be, and obviously you want to set your, let me see here. Let's go back to you want to set your stop loss maybe 10% beneath that. But I think just above it is a great place to be at. You want to catch the meat of the move if there is a meat of the move higher. Because you got to understand that 200, getting above that 200 moving average, that's a setting on several different scanners available out there in the market, and a lot of people see that, and that brings in a lot of volume. You want to be a part of that. You want to be a part of that. You don't want to wait too far above the 200 moving average to where these guys who got in at the moving average are selling to you, and now here you are, a bag holder, as it comes back to retest the 200 to prove and see is there real commitment above those levels. So I like buying just above it. Nice stop loss. If it's not for real, then it is what it is. And playing it safe that way. And try it out. Try it out with the paper trade. There are stocks all the time, doing these things. And again, don't forget, guys, there's paper trading available. Don't forget, you don't have to use your own money every day. PZRX. That was the ticker we just talked about. Georgia General. LITB. LITB, lightning in a box, or light in a box holding. ADR. Don't know anything about this one. Again, I'm very partial to common stock or original shares, however you want to mention it. So ADRs, I know they represent, some ADRs are one share, one ADR is two stocks, one ADR is 150. It can be all over the place. But ADRs, for the most part, you don't get a lot of liquidity in those kind of shares. But see, this one's got decent LITB. TXTM, Protex Mobility. Nice move. Ooh, let me give that the ka-ching on TXTM. Let's give them that nice move. I gotta admit, you guys have been bringing up TXTM for the longest, and I always looked at the chart when we would bring it up, and I'd be like, man, this is some bullshit. Why y'all keep bringing this up? But I gotta give it to you. You obviously saw something I didn't see. TXTM up 72% today, and congrats if you were in it. All right, congrats if you were in it. All right,
You win.
Congrats. LITB had crypto news. All right. LITB had crypto news. Everybody check that out. Georgia General. ALN. American Lorraine Corp. Food processing and consumer. Non-cyclical stock. Receives notice of non-compliance January. Okay, so they're at risk of being delisted. They're at risk of being delisted here. I do see that notice back here on January 5th on ALN. Too cheap to short, obviously. You're seeing some liquidity come into the stock here over the last several days. Up 22% today. Don't know much else. I mean, it's up 22% today on no news that I can see. Unless there's something else going on, let me know. Kenny, you said you've been waiting on TXTM and you're happy as hell. Yeah, I mean, again, congrats to you guys, because I didn't see it, man. I didn't see it. When we bring it up and I'm looking at it, and I was like, okay, what are these people, Volume wasn't all that great. It had a couple million, but I mean, it was so cheap. A couple million shares on a 00 play like that. You were talking about maybe like $70,000 worth of buying. So I didn't see it, but congrats to you guys. Yeah, shout out to you guys for that. HIPH, let's keep it going. HIPH, American Premium Water Company. This is a stock that I promoted earlier last year, HIPH. They paid me, they paid me like $2,500 to push the stock like for 3 days. And the float was ridiculous at the time. I mean, I don't know. It was kind of ridiculous. But I sent out an email and for 3 days, and I said, look, it is what it is. But with a float like that, I don't know how much attention we can bring you. And it is what it was for HIPH. Then they came out, took some shares away and fixed the situation. So nice move there. It looks like these last couple of days, HIPH, things have turned around. Things have turned around. But let's see them stay above these, stay above 1 cent a share. Obviously, the guys who are in at 1 cent are enjoying these gains. Stock is up over 300%. Yeah, stock is up over 300% since the 29th. Let's just say from the beginning of the year. Nice move. What did I think about the book, The Money Code? Really good book, man. Really, really good book. I'm not going to change my religion or anything like that, but I did take away a lot of things about being studious about reading and being committed to giving and donating when you can. So I took a lot of great things from that book, and how to inspire the next generation and whatnot. So a lot of personal things that I'm going to change about how I do things. Mr. Baker. ALKM, another 000 stock, up 75% today. Up 75% today. Somebody tried to call me, only rang once. Call me back. Only rang once. Let me give you the Gucci.
Scoochie, yeah. Burr.
ALKM up 75% on unusual volume for the stock, right? So somebody sent out an email or something. Somebody sent out an email or maybe just one huge purchase. Who knows? I don't know how many trades were made in that today. 980, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Saul? This is Andrew.
Hey, what's up, Andrew?
John, look up the ticker NGTF. Like Bats just mentioned it.
Oh, Night
I
Food?
just pulled it up on my thing.
Yeah, Night Food. Look, this is a company, I mentioned it yesterday. They paid me to do some promotion. They're not afraid of putting out money to get the word out about their stock. So I'm not surprised at what I see here on Night Food, man. Jesus, that's a nice move over the last couple of days. Wow. Up 32% with today's move? Hold on. Yeah, they brought in some serious volume too. I know we talked about it yesterday, but I wasn't expecting another day of buying this aggressively and NGTF. But Night Food, wow, I'm actually quite impressed. I'm impressed, man. Stocks up from 10. Stocks up over 600%. Stocks up 600% since January 10th, bro.
You know what to do with that is more than a monster kill.
Oh man, this is yeah, this is more than a monster kill, man. This is more than a monster kill, bro. But yeah, appreciate it, man. You got something else for us?
Yeah, this other one, apps, APPS.
SAPP?
No, APPS.
Oh, APPS. Oh, apps, yes. All right, so I'm familiar very much with apps. Forgot a lot about this company. This company was a company that struggled for a long time, and I followed this company. For those of you guys who remember my show, the early days, I was very adamant that apps would get above $1, and I rode this for quite a while, man, and it got above $1. That's what I still have it marked here. 101 was what I was looking for in apps, and sure enough, it found 101, and I had sold when it got to those levels. It was a very nice profit for me at the time. And I completely forgot about apps. And look, here we are, APPS. Obviously, if I was a little bit more of a patient man, I would have even doubled my money since one. So nice move here, up 100%, well over 100, just slightly over 100% since May. So it's a very slow creepy play, but it is one that's very reliable, and it does have its group of traders who like it.
Great. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. Being a good show, and I'll be listening.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right.
So shout out to the guys, or any of you guys who were in Night Food. I mean, what can you say, man? What can you say? 600%. 600% in 8 days. You know what that means, right?
Thundercat.
Yeah. Thundercats, baby. Hey, man, look, shout out to Night Food, man. Look, I sometimes doing this show, we miss out on some great stocks sometimes, man. we missed out on some great stocks, and that was a good one, man. I gotta admit, I didn't have any money in it, man. I'm already in some of my, my pumps and dumps. I got some options. I got some money sitting to the side because Snap is in about 2 weeks. I don't have, I can't just have my money everywhere. But boy, it would have been nice to have it in this. It would have been nice to have it in this. Yeah, man, you get the Thundercats if you're up that big, bro. You got to go stupid. You deserve to go stupid if your account just grew 600% in a week in a couple of days, man. You deserve to act stupid. So shout out to you if you are a winner in that stock. If you are a winner in that stock. All right? And it's so easy to look at things like this and say, damn, I should have threw even $100 into it. Shit, if you had threw even $100 into it, you would have came out with something. So I almost blame myself a little bit, but shout out to Night Food. But here's the thing, though. If this keeps going, if this keeps going, we got to call it a short. It's too cheap now. Some guys would short it even at 67 cents. And if you got the balls to do it, which I don't at these prices, but having to put up what you'd have to put up, it's still personally I think it's still a piece of shit company, because I remember even when they had hired me, they at the time had very, very little revenue. Very, very little revenue. In fact, let me take a quick look at their 10Q. And yeah, look at that. See, $65K in cash, total assets of $150,000, liabilities of $800,000. Yeah, revenues of $3,600. $36,000 in revenues. And they're operating at a loss right now. Yeah, they're operating at a loss right now. Yeah, so $36,000 in revenue, right? $36,000 in revenue, and now trading with a market value of about $20 million. So yeah, this is, it's overpriced, but again, it's too cheap. It's too cheap. But if this continues to go higher, I'd short the shit out of this thing. But again, I don't know how far this could go. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it going. AEXE. We had a guy call up. I should have got his name. He called up and he talked about shorting HMNY. That'd be very careful be very careful with that, because I think HMNY is about to make a move, man. He had an article come out. I think it was today's talking about HMNY may be profitable with MoviePass. So I feel like these little articles coming out, these little pieces that God knows who is paying people to write up about HMNY. Something's coming, possibly. Because something's going on in HMNY, man. Something's going on. AEXE. 00 stock up 42% today. Reached a high of almost 0050 before selling off to 0037. Let me look at the HMNY chart real quick. Yeah, something's going to happen real quick here, and let me take a look at this. And you see it really when you look at the 5 minute. And I had, which was it, the 15 MA? No, I think it was I had one. There it is. Was it the one? I think it might have been the 100. When I saw it break the 100, yeah, it was the 100 moving average. Here on the 500, on the 5 minute chart. And I like this one for really fast stocks. Because with stocks with a lot of volatility, I like using a later moving average, because, ones that are too close, they send a lot of false signals. And you can find yourself getting in or out of a trade too early. But when I look at HMNY, hugging this moving average here on the 5-minute. You know, quite a change in sentiment is going on here in about a day, right? In about a day. Almost like we're looking at a book closing here. So it continues to ride this, and something could be up here, HMNY. So I would pay attention to that. I would pay attention to that. And as you can see here, this is a stock that when it rides this 100 in particular, is very, accurate is the word I'm looking for when you're talking about this particular moving average in this time frame. All right. And I like to use, again, these higher moving averages on very volatile stocks because these stocks send so many false signals. So you want to be, a little bit further away from the action. And if there is a change, you want to make sure that change is for real. Is for real. All right? Let's get back to the daily chart. And even on the daily chart, look at that. Look at that here on the daily chart. Not too far from it. The 100's at 985. The 100's at 985. But again, look at that 5-minute for a closer move. CHFS. And I see we got some new subscribers in here. Those of you guys who are new to trading, check out Tim Sykes' training. Link is in the description. Great place to start. A lot of guys in here started right there looking at his stuff, including me. CHFS is the ticker we're talking about right now. $3 a share. This is one stock that a couple weeks ago, back in November, I remember us talking about this here in my trading notebook. And by the way, you should have a trading notebook. I've talked about that several times. But CHFS, this was one of the biggest gainers, right? And in hindsight here, look how great of a short that was. You got stocks that run up on investor exuberance, as Benjamin Graham would say. And unfortunately, that doesn't last too long. And as you can see here, CHFS came right back down the very next day. And as you can see here, it's been struggling with those 350s ever since. And that's the move here, CHFS. LLVVV, Livewire Ergonomics. Livewire Ergonomics. Here's the chart. Don't like trading stocks that are making new lows. I don't like buying stocks making new lows. That's kind of how I messed up a little bit at RNVA. I took a small loss in RNVA because I thought this was going to be turning around. RNVA. I thought this was going to be turning around, and then boom, boom, like, oh, we're about to bust out of here. Oh, no. So I took a small loss in RNVA. I still got the article up on my website because I still think RNVA is a stock to watch, though. I think it's a stock to watch. What else? Bringing up that LVV, that makes me remind me of that lingerie football. Remember lingerie football? Thinking about BOTY, booty. Is booty still? Let me see here. Are they still? I think they're still in business, right? Lingerie Fighting Championship. No, this is the lingerie fighting. What's the football? I know there's a publicly traded football, ladies football. Okay, maybe I'm tripping. But I was thinking that lingerie football organization was publicly traded, but maybe it's not. Yeah, I was thinking that they were publicly traded on the OTCs. But maybe I've got it confused with booty. Lingerie Fighting Championship. That booty is always in business. USAU. USAU. Yeah, we started the show today talking about commodities. Commodities selling off today. But if you bring up USAU and you bring up WTW and many of the other commodity stocks that were down today, you see very similar candlesticks. So yes, they sold off, but you see these wicks showing that guys came in buying those lows. So there is conviction that, these stocks will eventually, go higher again. Very similar candlestick to, WTW. Or not WTI, my bad. WTI. Very similar candlestick. Obviously not that large of a candlestick as WTI, but similar wick setup. Speaking of WTW, this is another stock that's up huge because of Oprah Winfrey. And I want to be on the record saying, fuck Oprah Winfrey. I would never, ever vote for Oprah Winfrey. That would be the worst presidency ever for men. It would just be a disaster. It would be a disaster. Oprah Winfrey is the face of there's just, I don't want to turn the show into that. But I would just never vote for Oprah. I would never vote for Oprah. She's just a nice version of Diddy. That's basically what she is. She's a salesman. She's a nice version of Diddy. She's made herself a billionaire, just like Diddy will probably end up being, by selling shit that people don't need. You know what I'm saying? You get a car, yeah. But you know what? I can't lie, though. When I was younger, I was really jealous of these women who were getting free cars and shit. That shit used to be like, God, I wish I could get a free car. At the time, I couldn't even drive. But, hell, I wanted a free car when I saw that shit. I'll give her that. But for the most part, she used to have her little Oprah's favorite things and, always introducing new people who would invite you to all these weird pseudosciences and shit like that. So she's always been in the forefront of a lot of sick shit. Let's keep it going. GRVY. Gravity 79.98. Down almost 10% today. GRVY, $79 stock. Another ADR here. Don't know anything about this one. Said Oprah would be pulling strings with Obama would be pulling strings with an Oprah presidency. Yeah, it's not even that. It's just, it's not going to be her presidency. She's not, Oprah is someone who people tell her what to do and she just go do it. It's, you know what I'm saying? She's not, it wouldn't be her presidency. I can't stand who we got in office now, but it's his presidency, though. It's him. It's not nobody telling you, hey, man, go say this and go do that. And that's how it is with, that's how it would be with Oprah, and that's how it was with Obama, man. You don't really know who's giving these people, what to do and what to say and all that. Because, just look at what happened in Libya, man. That's not even like Obama like that, bro. It's like somebody told him to go do that shit. We had brought up Ford earlier in the show by accident. In the show. And I don't know what's going on with Ford, but, we're looking at possibly oversold territory here in Ford Motor Company. Figure out what's going on over the last 2 days. It's a very liquid stock. I think a very liquid option as well, too. Let me see here. And, pretty liquid option, too. I'm looking at very liquid options here in Ford. I'm looking at the Ford. February 2nd is a bit too close, but it's actually not too bad. February 2nd 11. No, what's that? That's the $12 call. February 2nd, $12 call. All right, so not a lot of open interest on the call side, but look at the volume on the put side. Geez, so what's going on there? You know, what's going on? February 2nd's a little bit too close, but got some decent IV on that, though. Can even go closer. Yeah, when you go closer, January 19th. Ooh, shit, tomorrow. See, I don't like playing options that are that close. That's where the money is. Admittedly, that's where the money is. But Ford Motor Company, I'd look at this tomorrow, man. I'd really look at this tomorrow. Ken has talked about options expiring tomorrow. Then you have the situation with the agreement and locking up, whether or not we're going to have the shutdown. Obviously, if they come to an agreement, that'll be great for the market. So look at these options tomorrow in Ford. 11 cents for the $12 calls, bro. The $12 calls are going for 11 cents. But yeah, they expire tomorrow. So if it's something that happens, you're going to have to be really quick with it. You're going to have to be really quick with it. You said fuck them all, Sal for president. I'd never vote for Hillary either, man. I'd never vote for any of these. Most of these people are all. We live in a corporatocracy, GNC, yeah, GNC. We talked about GNC earlier in the show. They came out, reassessed things. But read deeper into the statement. They basically came out and said, we're not giving you any more financial updates for the rest of 2018. So besides earnings, you're not going to hear anything else from management. This is, to me, this could run for another day or two based on, this news that came out with they reassess. Hey, we're losing money, but same store sales were slightly better than we said before. Slightly better. And by the way, when I say slightly, I mean really slightly. I think it was like by 2 pennies or some shit like that. You know how some of these stocks, they beat by like a penny and still run, 6-7%. This stock is up 51% based on a couple pennies. Literally. Obviously, when you talk about, per share basis, it equals up to a couple million, but still a 51%? A 51% move? Really? So I got GNC on my sights as a possible short. I got that as a possible short. By the way, there was a guy earlier, he called on E-Trade. You could probably look at this too. You should be watching this. So I'm going to be watching this on the 5-minute. But as you can see here, bulls were in full control of this stock today. GNC, as you can see here, it was the morning run up. And as you see, bulls full control. Some profit taking on the way higher, but for the most part, guys were buying this today, GNC. But I would watch this. I'd watch this very closely to see whether or not the 500 is a little bit too far. 50 could be, but I'd watch it, put a good moving average on there and see whether or not you might be willing to take the risk on that. All right, so let's get back to the daily chart. I've seen some guys before we wrap up the show. A couple more tickers. Y10. If you remember, Y10, this is a stock, ran up incredibly back in December. Couldn't hold those gains, right? I mean, again, investor exuberance. That's why I love shorting. Because you can just simply look into the financials or the strength of the news and determine whether or not this is going to be hanging around, or just kind of wait till you start seeing weakness in the stock. And as you can see here, very next day you had the red and a continuation, going lower. Very nice move. I mean, imagine if you were a guy who got the meat of the move right there. You got in short here in the 5s or 4s, covered in the 2s or 3s. That was a nice move. Nice day today, though, as you can see here now. the sellers may be gone. In fact, you had today confirmation of bullish action going on in YTEN. So let's see if the bulls are back in full control of the stock. Nice day today for that. 11% gain. That's a nice day for a stock like Y10. So the bag holders may be in fact gone. Oh, yes, we did talk about TXTM. We did talk about TXTM. Great day today for that stock. Ask Kenny Dutton. Punk Jabby, you said you played Y10 twice. You ended up buying a bit higher. CGEN. CGEN CompuGen. Nice gain today, up 18%. On what reason? Let's look at it. CompuGen. Looks like the company's based out of Israel. Company's based out of Israel. Biotech play. Cancer immunotherapy. There it goes. Immunotherapy. Cancer play. You know that can get the market. That can get the market excited when they announce news on any kind of effect in regards to cancer drugs. AKER, Acre Biotherapeutics. We're still waiting for the breakout, man. We're still waiting, guys had mentioned if you're going to go long on this, I think it was Bats. Bats, did you? I think who gave me that? Somebody told me that wait for the 38, or that's where you'd want to sell it. That's it. That's where you'd want to sell it. You'd sell it back at 38 cents. Obviously, today wasn't the price action you wanted to see in it. Today's, price action. Man, I don't want to call it. That looks very much like a dark cloud cover, but I don't want to say it's game over yet, but that's not the greatest ticker you want to see. Excuse me, the greatest candlestick you want to see on an oversold stock. But I mean, look, you got to understand, this stock's is up from 13 cents a share. So I mean, you want to talk about a stock from December 26 to yesterday that was up well close to about 100%. So the day after Christmas, you're at 13 cents a share. Yesterday, you get to as high as 30 cents a share. That's 100%. I figure somebody's gonna want to walk away with those gains. You want to walk away from those gains, but obviously, if you came in later, this is not what you want to be dealing with. But AKER, nice run from oversold territory. And thank you again, Bats, for bringing up that PTG stock. And by the way, put that again in the chat room for me, Bats. Put that in the chat room for us again, because I want guys to see that one. NPHC up 31% today, 38% today. Unusual volume. Yeah, that's the ticker he's talking about. PT. Let me write that down. PTGEF, right? Yes. Yeah, that's coming from oversold. Very similar setup. Very similar setup. NPHC looks very nice. Unusual volume coming out the bat today. You left a lot of people up there at 0034. And looks like you had the commitment about, a tenth lower at 0025. NPHC. But the PTGEF is what I want to show, because that's a very similar play. Very similar play. And we both agreed on the fact that, this is gonna require some patience. It's going to require some patience on PTGEF. Obviously, it's headed in the right direction. Again, we got to see some, more agreement that there's accumulation and there's more buying of PTGEF, and that the selling is truly, in fact, gone. But this is a good sign. This is a good sign. Very, very good sign. But nice play there at 7 cents a share. Yeah, we talked POTN. Nice move on that. Nice move on that. Nice move on that. All right, seen that. All right, so quick few more stocks before we get you guys out of here. All right, so again, Bitcoin continues to sell off. You know, before we wrap the show up, you know, Bitcoin continues to sell off. All those guys who were promoting BitConnect still taking a beating out there on YouTube. They're trying to spin it, you know, as we talked about last couple of days. They're trying to spin it, but they're taking a beating, man. They're taking a beating on YouTube. Guys are coming at them hard, man. I did see that run up, interesting run back up in what you would call it, XRP Ripple. XRP, let me see. Did we XRP USD? There it goes. That run up in Ripple, that was an interesting move in Ripple, you know, from coming from sub $1 back up to $1.50. Obviously, if you caught that move, that was nice, but again, I think, you know, kind of a bull trap setting up there, in my opinion. Here you got the doji candlestick already. So now we're looking at possibly selling. Is it going to come back down? We'll see what happens here in Ripple over the next 24 hours. Right now, holding gains pretty nicely, but we'll see the candlestick that develops so far. Right now, that's being set up. You're looking at some resistance a little bit here in 170s. Repay, you're calling Icon the play of the day tomorrow. Icon is Iconics. He's calling this the play of the day tomorrow. We'll be here to make sure of that. We'll be here to make sure of that. And you know, look, they were number 4. They were number 4 today. Stock was up over 31%. They were number 4 today. Biggest gainers. So that's going to be interesting to watch. Another scam, man. This stock is such a fucking scam. I don't know why this stock keeps running. I saw somebody bring it up. I made a video on this company, still on my channel, at $1.45 or some crap like this. This stock just deserves to move straight to OTC. I don't know how they continue to stay listed. I don't know how in the world they can continue to stay listed. But hey, they made the top 10 as well today, up 21% today. Up 21% today. All right, there's a lot of green today across the market. When we talk about small caps, a lot of double-digit greens. We didn't even hit all of them. Real quick, going to the negatives, DFFN. Bad Scientists brought this up, oversold right now or just beneath it. I don't know if all the selling is indeed done. The stock lost 35% of its value today. 35% of its value. Boy. But hey, this spells possible opportunity for you. All right, we brought up Aker, AKER, USAU as well. Another one that's lost big, ARGS. ARGS lost quite a bit today. My Size, which was, you know, guys loved this a couple days ago. You know, My Size was looking like a winner a couple days ago. Now, here we have My Size possibly going back to the ones. What happened to My Size? You know? What happened to My Size? You know? Again, use those moving averages to keep you in it or keep you away from trades. What else did I see interesting? But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm still short my trades, my pump and dumps. PYPL is still my call of the year. I'm hoping anyway. My call of the year. And by the way, let's see. I'm looking to get some $100 PayPal calls. I'm looking to get them now. What do you guys think about that $100 PayPal? I think $100 PayPal is very possible, right? Would anybody be in agreement with me on that? $100 PayPal? You know, it was an account changer for me to buy Amazon 1000. That was expensive as fuck, too. That was really expensive. $1,000 Amazon calls. But I'm looking at some January 2019 PayPal calls that are going for $5.55 right now. January 18, 2019, they're going for $5.55. So for $500, you're buying about, 11 months or so worth of time. And I'm thinking something that I can sell in June for possibly, well over double my money. It could possibly sell this at, if we're at $100, well, actually, you'll be at more than double your money. What am I talking about? I gotta go to option calculator, optioncalculator.com. I think that's the website, to be able to tell me exactly how much it'd be worth if I were to buy some calls on that. Yeah, PayPal $100 January 19th, or January calls for 2019, January 2019, PayPal $100 calls. They're going for $5 right now. I think that's one of the steals of the market right now, man. I think that's one of the steals of the market right now. I mean, you don't even have to wait till it gets to 100. I mean, you sell it at $90. I think you're sitting on some great profit. AKS calls as well. Yeah, AKS calls. See, AKS. And I know the earnings is next week, right? 2 weeks or so, something like that. And when we look at AKS, and again, it's expected to beat, and a stock like this, just because I could see here when I look at its history on day of earnings, it's got quite a bit of volatility. Quite a bit of volatility on earnings day. So a stock like this, being that if they beat, obviously you hope that the volatility will be in the other direction going higher. So I would want to buy something that's in the money and then something slightly out of the money. So I'd go for like a $7 call. I'd go for the out of money $7 call right now. And then I'd go for in the money, maybe even $6.50 or $6. Oh wow, they're both cheap, man. These calls are dirt cheap on AKS. I know it's a cheap stock, but shit, those are dirt cheap. I just wish they had more volume. Let me move in. All right, so the volume comes as it gets closer to. All right, so okay, I see how they're playing it. All right. Yeah, that I'd get a 7 and then I'd get a 650. You don't want to go too far out. All right. You're saying unless Dems take back the Congress? Yeah, that's why I wouldn't hold it. Going into election season, I wouldn't hold it in late October. That's why I'm thinking 6 months, around May-ish, June. That's where you would want to buy a December option now and then sell it in about May or June. So I'm looking at PayPal to sell that in May or June. I think I'd be up very nicely if I were to buy that January 2019. That January 2019. Yeah, I need Robinhood to hurry up and get that set up right now for my options. Right now for my options, I'm using Tasty Trade, which is really nice because, it's $1 per contract and then no closing costs when it comes to closing the option. So that's a really great way, but I just hate having to move, thing here and there. But it'd be nice to do my my option trading on Robinhood and let it be free, completely free. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. Yes, how to trade options. In my introductory course on options, it's a decent primer. It's a decent primer just to kind of get you started on trading options. What is options? Just getting the lingo right. If you don't know anything about options at all, check that video out. It's a good, decent primer that I put out there. All right. SRMX is a trade tomorrow. Give me a real quick look at that before we get you guys out of here. I know at 11 o'clock, that's when I start losing people. I know you got to go to work tomorrow. SRMX. SRMX. All right. Nice trade. Nice trade. All right, let me ring the bell. Appreciate all of you guys. Another great show. Went through at least 50 or so tickers. I always think, like I said, best hour and a half on YouTube at this time of night. At this time of night, best hour and a half on YouTube, in my opinion. Bringing all these minds of traders together to find great picks, great opportunities, great shorts together. It's going to be a good Friday. I think there's going to be a lot of money to be made tomorrow, guys. I mean, we got this government shutdown. We got some stocks that are down. We got some stocks that are up. I mean, this is going to be a really good Friday. So if you got some trades left, be very diligent tomorrow and be careful too. You're going to have some fakes as well. Somebody says, what's a buy tomorrow? It's hard. You got to look at the price action, man. I've heard some guys, look up some things. But I like Bat Scientist, that PTGEF. We'll see how that handles itself tomorrow. PTGEF. I want to see how that acts tomorrow. But this could move 4 or 5 cents tomorrow if the volume shows up. But we'll see. HMNY is another one. HMNY could be a move. We had a Bitcoin stock today. What's that? THTC or something like that? Yeah, something to that effect. I brought it up earlier in the show. GBTC, yeah, once it does the reverse, or the forward split, excuse me. So, absolutely, guys. Yes, indeed. Let me see that real quick. Let me check that real quick. Let me see. Hold on, Andrew. Let me verify that. Before I get off the show here. Was I looking at that wrong? Oh no, sir, Andrew. No, I was right. PayPal 2019. January calls, $100 strike is going for $5.55 right now. That's the ask. Yeah, it's $5, bro. It's $5. All right, let me get out of here, guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Donzel Essex, Ricardo Joseph, Gucci, Corey Kwan, Joe Silva. Appreciate you for checking up on me, Joe. Thank you, man. JT the Bullhead Trader. Who else was in here? SC Trucker. Who else was in here? Desert Edge. Legendary Eights. Who else? Andrew Gladness, Georgia General, Jim Gray. And by the way, if we don't get to your ticker, you can always call in. Always call in. Andrew the Drew, appreciate you. Said you turned $50 into $100K on Robinhood. That's what's up, man. Sure. Shout out to you. Monk Luigi, Ken as always, Cali Rob, Punk Jabby, all you guys who call in, man, and watch the show. I appreciate you. Londale Carter, appreciate you, bro. IG, all of you guys, Corey Squan, all of them. Shout out to you guys. See you here next week. Till then, take care, everyone. Happy trading.